All right, guys, let's talk about the stigma associated with mental health concerns and substance use issues for first responders. So we know that they're in society in general, in the populace in general, there is a stigma that we are not supposed to have these issues. We are supposed to be better than that. We're supposed to be stronger than that. As part of the job, and we're not given the same grace that maybe other folks are. And despite the fact that we have higher rates for both than the general population because of all the things that we see in our career, all the crises and the traumas that we deal with, um, and all of the things that impact us, despite the fact that we actually have those higher rates, society, has a stigma, and it just we're not supposed to have those issues. And the kicker is we're probably our own worst enemy because we do it to ourselves too. We perpetuate that stigma amongst ourselves. Um, you know, we we oftentimes view it the same way that we're supposed to be stronger, that our coworkers are supposed to be stronger. And how many times have we had a coworker who's had a problem, whether it was a mental health issue or a DUI, whatever the case may be, and how many times were they actually offered any kind of real help, any kind of mental health resources? Um, you think about the person who gets the DUI, and then they're either put on suspension, they're fired, they're put in timeout. If they do keep their job, they're going suspension or timeout for a little while. In my experience, I haven't seen any real help offered. Nobody's, including us, the coworkers, myself included, asking the question, well, why did they get the DUI? Why were they drinking that much? What led them to this? What else is going on underneath that's causing this issue? And but the rumor mill just does its thing. It takes its course, and the person's left out there by themselves with virtually no help, no resources, mostly just punishments and gossip. And I think that's one of the things that we really, really need to work on improving, and myself included. That we need to give each other more grace in how we take care of each other physically on the job and in incidents and situations. We need to start looking out for each other's mental health and spiritual health. And quite honestly, we're going to keep having those high rates until we, in the first responder community, can change that stigma amongst ourselves. It's kind of hard to ask society to fix that stigma if we can't do it ourselves. So